And I don't like going here, but sometimes I ask myself, if Arch Manning had the same performance, game 1, game 2, as Shedeur Sanders, and Deshaun Watson, with his resume of the last 3 years, would have played the game he played yesterday, I just wonder what would have happened.
Welcome to the Lunch Table Podcast, my boy.
Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back. It is your boy Saint Germain, and I am here to drop some of that fire today. We had some interesting things coming out of Cleveland. We got Deshaun Watson being named the goddamn starter. What in the actual physic is going on? It is crazy out here. We got to get into that. So, hey, wait, hold up, time out. Wait a minute. You know I can't stop it. I cannot start this mug without showing love to the people that show love to me. So all the people, all my subscribers, everybody that liked, everybody that commented, everybody that hit the notification button. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for rocking. Thank you for not stopping. And if this is your first time up in this thing, hey, yo, if you feeling the vibes, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you feeling out there. And when you do it, hit the notification button. Why? Because my channel is still relatively small. Let's take the relative out of it. It is small. A brother trying to get to another level. So you gotta get the notification button going. Why? Because if you don't, sometimes my shit won't even come up in your feed. Cause I be talking that ill. So then that'll leave you having to go and type in my whole complicated name. And you ain't gonna be able to see me until you type the whole thing out. So hit the notification button, because I'm going to be dropping stuff. Do that for your boy. So without further ado, you know we got to get into that thing. We got to get to it. We got to go through it. We got Deshaun motherfucking Watson, bro. Named the starter for the Cleveland Browns. Y'all. What the actual hell? I could have sworn after that press conference, it was over. It was, bro, August 22nd. After the game, I said, bro, his agent will be calling the Browns GM saying, get my client out. But no. This nigga got like 9 lives. This cat got 9 damn lives. What in the hell, bro? What in the hell? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, let's get to it. Let's go through it, bro. Let's go through it.
The fact that you guys do have your first 2 are on the road, your first 6 of 9 are on the road. If you win the job, might that work in your favor?
Again, I'm not sure. I don't know. I thought being away for 2 years and working myself back from 2 Achilles injuries and putting the time in and, being around the facility, being around the city, doing charity work in the city, supporting the Cleveland Browns, hanging out with fans whenever I do see them, being honest, being, the type of person that I know I am, and the character would help, and I guess it haven't. So that's why I say it's personal. So, it is what it is. People have their own opinions. I can't, there's only so much you can do to change that. So at the end of the day, I just have to continue to just work on it and strive to be better mentally moving forward.
You talked a lot about...
Nigga. Give me a... Nigga. What the fuck that gotta do with anything going on in that stadium, on that field? How you gonna turn victim, nigga? How you gonna turn victim? They talking about, hey, bro, you think, hey, what's going on? All that booing shit, How you, and the thing you fucking say. Well, I thought coming back from an Achilles, everything except holding your goddamn self accountable. That, everything. So you're acting like you had a Texans season for the Cleveland Browns, and then you get hurt and then they boo you. Nigga, you taking a whole part of the equation out. Nigga, you got a $230 million contract fully guaranteed. Ain't won a fucking thing yet. Been hurt for the majority of it. And you acting like somebody done you wrong, nigga?
You talked a lot about your mental health is something that you're really proud of despite all the backlash. What, in dark moments like maybe today or in the past, what have you kind of leaned on to help you not fall into like a dark hole or something?
Yeah, I mean, it's not so much of, like today wasn't really a dark hole. It was just kind of, it wasn't something that I didn't expect. I was just kind of neutral with it, but I just lean on my mom, and ultimately I lean on my wife. That's my biggest person of peace that I have. So, you might catch me during the games, during certain situations, looking up to her in the suite and just making sure, like, as long as she's there, I'll be good. I'm gonna get through it. So, she's been there the whole time, through my situations, the last 5 years. So, she's the best person in the world that I can, lean on, and that have that support. But I say my wife and my mom for sure.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deshaun.
Y'all. Why is he acting like a victim? And why in God's name are you bringing your mom and your wife in this situation? Now, I know the lady asked you, how do you maintain the mental fortitude to keep going out there and balling despite all of these boos and everything that's going on? But why are you bringing? Now, y'all, I'm not trying to go too crazy, bro. I'm not trying to go too crazy. But you want to bring your lady in here. Deshaun, do you really want to bring your wife in this, dog? Because if they were mean, they would. If that was New York media, they would have came back with some different fucking things, bro. Why? It's like you're skipping over all sorts of accountability right now. You skipping over everything. They asked you, why did the fans boo? You turned into a fucking victim, bro. And talking about, oh, I came back from the end. Well, nigga, if I'm paying you 230 mil, nigga, I expect you to come back. If I'm a loyal fan and I go and support you, I spend money on you, I watch you, I spend my time into my football team, and you come out here doing that when you were larger than life in Houston, motherfucker, yeah, I'm mad. Because before those injuries, it was looking shitty in the first place. That's why the tension was built up. Why are you skipping over that, G? I don't get it. And when, look, bro, look, you a quarterback in the NFL, do you? But when they ask you about your mental fortitude and what you do to kind of combat that situation, bro, you really want to bring, and listen, man, look, bro, I'm not trying to come off as judgmental, bro. But you really, like, out of all the stuff that this woman could have possibly been going through, with all the shit you got going on, why couldn't you just say, man, I just lean on the Lord and Savior. Oh, I read these books, I read that book, I do this. Why in God's name are you bringing her name up? Not even name. Why are you bringing her up, bro? I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying with everything going on with you, as much as she got on her plate right now, as embarrassed as she could possibly be, Deshaun, bro, I can't even believe that you at the age that you are don't understand how you looking right now. I don't get it. But for the Cleveland Browns, y'all naming him the starter. Why did y'all even make this a competition in the first place? That's the problem. Bro, this was never a competition. But if y'all remember what I said, bro, I said, Shedeur. You have to have had a Russell Wilson, Dak Prescott-esque preseason in order to win the job. So, to me, if I'm an organization, if I'm running the team, I'm telling them, ain't no competition. Deshaun Watson is the starter. Coming out the gate. Because if that man, if Shedeur Sanders has to be Jesus in order to start, that means he don't necessarily have a shot. He got a shot in the dark. So why even say that you have a QB controversy? Why even say it's an open competition? Why say that? Because it never was a competition. Because to me, Shedeur was going to have the preseason that Milton motherfucker having out there in Dallas. That if he had that, he'd been a starter. But if you notice, Joe Milton is the only one that's having that type of preseason. And Ty Simpson had an amazing game. Dak Prescott, when he had his, Russell Wilson, when he had his, bro, Those are anomalies. And if that's what Shedeur was going to have to do to start, why even say it's a competition? Why? I'd rather just keep it how it is, keep it how it was. Deshaun is our starter week 1, and when Shedeur go out there, and he was to go out there and light it up, oops, my bad. We didn't know he was going to look like that. We going to name, boom. Bro, so now all the drama is gone. But now it's looking very fucking weird because if Shedeur would have had the game that Deshaun Watson had Saturday morning, every pundit on ESPN, Nightcap, whoever, Colin Cowherd would have said, you gotta play better, this and that, la 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 la. He lost the job himself. If Shedeur would have looked like Deshaun Watson did on Saturday morning, Shedeur would have been the person that did not take advantage of his opportunity. But no, Deshaun Watson had that type of game. Came out there and obliterated the fans. Held himself unaccountable for any bad thing. This nigga had no accountability whatsoever. Got on a podium, flamed up the fans. The next day, he's the starter, bro? Y'all do understand, right? Shedeur at this point, he can't even pull a chain out, bro. Shedeur could barely even celebrate. I almost, when he was doing the watch thing, I almost like, oh, nigga. But Deshaun could come out and do that performance and that, bro. Come on, man. And I don't like going here, but sometimes I ask myself, if Arch Manning had the same performance game 1, game 2 as Shedeur Sanders, and Deshaun Watson with his resume of the last 3 years, and would have played the game he played yesterday, I just wonder what would have happened. And I don't even like doing that. But it's just real, bro. And I think that at this point, Shedeur, I feel bad for you. I honestly feel bad for you, bro. Because you are at a point where I almost feel like you're being emasculated, bro. I really do. You could barely say you could barely even say your father's name. You could barely celebrate. You could barely do anything that remotely reminds them of who you are. You dressing normal, and they still played this game with you. They still put your ass on the bench, bro. This is wild. This is wild, bro. But I just want y'all to check this out, bro. I want y'all to check this out, dog. Really, real shit. I want y'all to check this out because listen to this kid talk, man.
You just talked to Deshaun, and he's upset about the fans and the booing, and you just talked about being mentally tough. In that situation, when you're going against a guy that you're competing against, but also your teammate, knowing that you have that mental stability, like to come alongside of him, how is that? How did you do that with Deshaun today, or did you do that?
Yeah, I mean, well, in general, I don't appreciate that at all. Just regardless of competition, we all human beings. And I think we all need to understand that, in this room too. We are humans. So it's like, I don't really do things to humans I wouldn't really want done to me, and I don't really like making people feel uncomfortable in different spaces. And that's why even sometimes, like, daily things I do, like, I try to make sure everybody comfortable, because a lot of things, just even how I am as a person, sometimes can make people uncomfortable, So, I mean, I'm obviously aware of that, and just for all the fans and everything, like, we appreciate y'all and showing up and everything. And however y'all feel about the situation, about Deshaun and about everything, like, still, I think it's more about a bigger purpose of just respect. It's just a respect thing that I feel like should be there, because we all out there trying to do our best and trying to serve.
Crispy, airy, lightly charred at home. Magic. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
The franchise, the best way possible. We going out there to win games. We doing everything we can do. So, I don't really appreciate that.
I guess off of that, how has your relationship with Deshaun kind of evolved from last year to this year and through this the competition you guys have kind of been in throughout camp?
I would say over time it's definitely like everybody's more comfortable. I would say last year I was more trying to like figure out what I have to do in each and every day, just to continue everything, to be in the right mental space overall. I would say that's where I was at last year, but this year I've been able to get comfortable, be able to talk to all my teammates like a lot more and be able to be myself. So that's why when you say it's 4th and short and I feel comfortable out there, that's because I'm myself again. So being able to have those relationships with everybody in the quarterback room is extremely important. And that's what even what the coaches said whenever they first got there. Like, this quarterback room and everybody got to be a unit, got to be a team, regardless of who's going out there. Because you would want the same type of respect, if you was going out there. So, our motto is really treat everyone how you want to be treated, honestly. And, not really playing to the games, the online games and all the different type of stuff.
Shedeur, I know you've talked about.
Listen to that, bro. Listen to that. It's getting to a point where it's getting outrageous. He beat him on the field. He beat him in the press conference. He's being the most mature. It's starting to get really, really weird with the whole Shedeur Sanders thing. And I get it. There's a section of people that hate him for whatever reason, no matter what he do. Because look at how he's talking now. Listen to how he's talking now, right? Look, he got a little chain or whatever, but it's like, it's not, you could tell he dialed things down so much, like he said in the interview, because he know he could make people uncomfortable. But the thing is, Shedeur, is what I'm saying is this, bro. I know you got to do what you got to do. But I feel like you're starting to dumb yourself down way too much. And when you dumb yourself down this far and you get insulted this way, You clearly won the QB battle. Clearly. You clearly have matured in your press conferences. Clearly. You've had better press conferences than Deshaun Watson. You've handled this better than Deshaun Watson. And I'll tell you this, I don't care what nobody say. I think that if Shedeur would have had a bad game and he would have got booed, I don't think that Deshaun Watson would have cared as much as he cared for Deshaun Watson and brought up human beings and all that. This is the second teammate that has had to come, backups to his defense. Winston, the Shedeur. And Shedeur, they just, like, to me, it's just getting out of control, bro. It's getting out of control. You doing an amazing job. You're maturing. You're doing your thing. You came back this season and had a really nice preseason. There was no big stories out about you at all. No big news, none of that. You're sitting. They got, after a while, man, this dude ain't even gonna be himself. Because he gonna keep chipping away. And he ain't even gonna be there's nothing that's gonna be special about him. And you doing it because his confidence makes you uncomfortable. And y'all trying to talk about this contract. Did Drew Bledsoe have a big contract when Tom Brady took his job? Did Matt Flynn have a big contract when Russell Wilson took his job? Did Russell Wilson have a big contract in Denver that they had to eat? That's a null and void fucking argument. But the one thing I will agree with, Shedeur, you did not blow people's socks off. But that was my thesis of this whole thing. Then don't say, if he had to blow your socks off and have a historic preseason, it was never a competition. So why even say it's a competition? You're doing no favors for nobody. And I get this is the Browns. I got it, bro. I got it. But it still don't make it right. It still don't make it to where we can't speak about it. And it still doesn't make it to where they get away with it. This shit is wild, bro. This shit is wild. Yo, that concludes the show. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Because I will be dropping that motherfucking heat. You know I will be. And hit the notification button. And yo, let me tell y'all, I appreciate all the love. If you watched, you spent time looking at my shit, whatever you did, bro, like, comment, subscribe, you hit that notification bell, man, I appreciate it. My channel is small. I'm growing this motherfucker. I'm hustling my ass off. So all that shit, I really appreciate from the bottom of my heart. Yo, I'm Saint, signing out. Holla at y'all boys.